Welcome everyone to Loud and Proud Orlando. It's Monday, October the 3rd, 8:41 p.m. Thank you so much for being live with us. We're about 10 people live right now. Thank you so much for your support. We are coming from an L against NYCFC, making our road to playoffs very hard. And if you're not you have to in order to be an Orlando City fan, you have to suffer. And I guess this is some of the suffering part we have to partake at these stages of the season. Um, we dropped some points against some teams that we should have definitely capitalized on. DC and to name a few, Cincinnati. We dropped six. But nonetheless, the Lions. There's a game that they lose, and then the other ones they bounce back, and we still have two more finals. Literally, there are two finals. I think Orlando needs 6 points to comfortably go to the playoffs. I think putting the nail in the coffin to enter Miami in the Sunshine Derby is vital for Orlando's aspirations onwards to the playoffs. If Orlando, for any reason, they perish in Fort Lauderdale, it will make the road even tougher, and I think slimmer in chances for the Lions to clinch playoffs. So, we gotta win. Derbies, you gotta win them. You don't have to play them; you win them. So, we'll have Dave here. We have Paola. Before we go and we start the show, I just want to thank everybody for your support. We are almost at 500 subs. Keep supporting us. Subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification bell for all notifications. Like the video. We're on Twitter, live, Facebook, Instagram, also, and YouTube as Loud and Proud Orlando. Thank you so much. As well, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We had an issue with Spotify and Apple Podcasts last week. Our episode aired pretty late. I think it came out the day of the show. It's not going to happen again. It was just something regarding the algorithm that we had to take care of with Spotify. So it's all fixed now. And I also want to thank my friend Alvaro Pesan for the intro that it was shown. That's our new brand new intro. So I appreciate his support as well. And we have a poll right here, and I'm gonna put it right here on the side. Will Orlando beat Inter Miami and Columbus? Only Inter Miami, only Columbus, neither. Orlando will beat both. So vote, let us know your opinion. Also, this same poll for the people that like to listen to the show, it's going to be available through Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So just keep in mind. So I appreciate you guys. Drop us a like. Uh, Paola, what are your thoughts coming up to Inter Miami on Wednesday and then the loss against New York City?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried and I'm scared. It was a tough loss yesterday. I thought that we were gonna win because that first half we had them, but then in the second half we came strong. Facu that score, beautiful score for goal from Facu, but then I don't know what happened to our defense. So for Wednesday, I'm scared. I'm gonna be honest. I'm scared. My I know my heart is leaning more to the boys of faith of the soccer gods will be in our favor on Wednesday because Miami have enough of soccer gods lately. So it's our turn. Our turn to get that dub on Wednesday. And we're in a position that I didn't want it to be. We're just going day by day scenario, and this I didn't want this for this team because we they don't deserve it, right? But it is what it
Right.
is. Move on. We just move the page and we move to to Miami on Wednesday.
And Orlando still depends on itself. I mean, technically, but we cannot see the second half against NYCFC against Inter Miami. I mean, they're coming to kill Orlando. The fans do not like Orlando fans. It is a derby. It's going to be a hostile environment for the players. Higuain is retiring. Orlando has the chance to make history, to put the nail in the coffin on Gonzalo Higuain and make that his last game, pretty much, against Orlando City with an L, right? Heavily decorated player, ending his tenure with zero playoff aspirations for Inter Miami if Orlando wins for sure. So, Dave, what are your expectations, your thoughts regarding the loss?
Well, I always say it. Football is cruel and unpredictable. And, I also say that if you are a person that needs instant gratification, this is not the sport for you. Um, am I disappointed that we lost? Yes. 2 week break. You will figure the guys were going to be coming in refresh, energized. But, you let things happen and it bites you. Let's remind everybody this is not the end of the world because this same team we left them on the pitch the last time we played them. We defeated them at the death, so we know we had the quality to win this game. Unfortunately, again, my other analogy, the football is a pound of talent and an ounce of luck, and it wasn't with us, unfortunately, that day. Now, what does that mean? Well, right now, um, if you look at the table, you have Cincinnati with 46 points, Orlando, Miami, and Columbus with 45 points each. I watched the game again, the Columbus game, and literally they were blessed. They were blessed with luck. They came back, won that game, a game they have no business winning. Miami um, defeated Toronto because Shane O'Neill, former Orlando City player, decided, you know what, I'm done, I'm tired, and just let Higuain get a ball on top of the box, and boom, they score. So what does this mean for the boys? Because I know that's exactly what you're asking for. Well, if Hollywood had written this story, I will be like, oh wow, of course they did. But no, this is real life, my friends. We are actually facing the two teams below us. We're facing Inter Miami and we're facing Columbus. If we were to end tied to Inter Miami, the goal differential is what's going to decide who makes playoffs and who does not. And as you guys can see right now, the goal differential favors us. With Columbus, even if they win the next two games, they are not going to have enough wins to surpass either Inter Miami or Orlando if they tie us on points. Now, the thing about it is that that's hypothetical. Hypothetical. I can't say the word, but because the fact is that um, Columbus, Inter Miami, and Orlando are playing games. So obviously, none of the two teams can walk away with 3 points. So this is what happens. If Orlando ties Miami, because I checked with our friend Evan Weston, he said that Columbus winning and Orlando and Inter tying will create what he described as chaos. Columbus is playing Charlotte this Wednesday. So a defeat for Charlotte means it's over. Charlotte actually will need for Orlando, Inter Miami, or Columbus to lose both of their games for them to make playoffs. Because the best they can do at this point is 48 points, if I'm not mistaken. Um, in New England, Atlanta, all these teams that you see on the screen, they're already eliminated. Charlotte is the only one that is still in contention at the moment. The other thing is Cincinnati laid an egg this past weekend, and that makes them vulnerable because if Orlando, Inter Miami, Columbus, or Charlotte put on the afterburners, Cincinnati may find itself out of the playoffs because they only have one game versus Orlando, Inter Miami, Columbus, who have two. Charlotte only has one, I believe, 2 games. Yes, Charlotte has 2 games. So that's what we have now. Interestingly, the home playoff spot, which is now held by Red Bulls, is up for grabs. If Red Bulls loses their game over the weekend and Inter Miami, Columbus, or Orlando manages to win both of their games, that will end up with 51 points and that will surpass them. So there's still a possibility for Orlando to host a home game, but it's faint. I'm going to be honest with you. So if you want to see your boys in 2022 at Exploria, I suggest you make your way to the game on Sunday because I just don't see us coming back this year. With that said, that's what it is, my friends. Wednesday, it's the biggest game in our history, and you will hear us say that as years go by because situations change. But like Luis said, derbies are to be won, not just played. We have to go, and how wonderful will be to humiliate the man who came to our league, disrespected our league by saying he was going to score goals while jogging and smoking cigarettes, embarrass this has-been pecho frio man who cost Messi his World Cup. It's time to send him home and to go to their house and just deliver bad news. We have to win. If we lose, it's not the end of the world because obviously we are in control of our destiny playing Columbus, who's the only team that as of right now, in my opinion, can challenge any of the teams on top of the table for a playoff spot. But we gotta win. No excuses. We gotta win. And you know what? I have said this, and please do not think that I'm apathetic about it. But the fact is that if the players cannot win the games that matter, then we have no business in the playoffs, guys.
No, I completely agree. I do want to say this. We need to definitely set a precedent here. We need to set an example. We say always Florida is purple. This is the chance to definitely show the Florida is purple for the next few seasons. Now, why do you say that? Because Higuain is leaving for sure. He and Orlando has a huge chance not only to eliminate Inter Miami in his own turf in front of their fans, but also has a chance to put a nail in the coffin for Gonzalo Higuain and remind him that Florida it is purple, right? That's a third. But the most important one is this is where you separate from the rest and make your own pathway as a Florida team. You either have the Inter Miami way, which is getting players like this and creating a team, right? Or the Orlando way. And we need to set that Orlando way now. We cannot wait till next season. We need to do it now. And what I mean is because Inter Miami is going to open his pocketbook starting 2023 season. Sergio Busquets, the number 6 for FC Barcelona, is coming to Inter Miami. I'm just saying it right now. Luis Suarez, I will say a 90%, according to Uruguayan media, ready to sign with Inter Miami. And some guy called Lionel Messi, possibly. Even though there's people saying that he's going to stay in Barcelona, that he wants to stay in Barcelona one more year. I heard other things. So we need to separate ourselves. Now, these are high quality players that in their prime were probably the best in the world. Best striker in South America for many years. I'm sorry, Paolo Guerrero. He's the best. Luis Suarez. Copa Americans don't count. What counts is he played for Liverpool. He played for Atletico Madrid. He played for Barcelona. You didn't, Paolo. I'm sorry. And then you have Lionel Messi. No introduction. Possibly World Cup winner by then. right? Best ever, right? And Sergio Busquets, which he's been a consistent true six in FC Barcelona through decades. Probably the best decade in football. He was the best six in the world in that 2010 Spain World Cup championship, World Championship, and also in FC Barcelona, best version of the FC Barcelona years with David Villa, with Busquets and Piqué, and all those monsters, right? So Inter Miami is going to open the pocketbook, and that's the way they're going. They're going with proven veteran experience. Orlando needs to set a precedent and say, we're going to go another way. Age wise, I'm going to look at the Austin model. You look at Austin right now, just for example. You don't see heavily named players, like marquee players. You see players that together they make things happen. And that's the type of example, the type of level of play we need to show not only tomorrow, well, on Wednesday, but also down the road, because we need to set ourselves apart. And I tell this to fans because we cannot expect, if Inter is going to sign those level players, don't expect Orlando to sign those level players either. Orlando needs to separate themselves. Those players are going to be in their late 30s coming into the league. Orlando needs to look for a different way. Get younger, get faster, get stronger, less injuries, right? Because those players, just like Higuain, are going to discover that playing the MLS, it ain't easy. It ain't a walk in the park. It's a league that it's growing. It's a league, and they're gonna realize that. And let's win some more derbies. That's just my opinion. You gotta win those derbies. If you don't win them, then what's the point of playing them? That's just my opinion. I don't know. What are your thoughts there, Dave?
I don't have to add anything else to that. If we go down to Miami, to Fort Lauderdale, I'm sorry, to Fort Lauderdale, to that stadium that built on a condemned waste side, built with containers because it's not even supposed to be a permanent place. Listen, you have to go over there and you have to smash them. You're the champion of the United States. Start acting like it. You're going to go down there Wednesday and you're going to smash them. End of the story. That's how it is. You're going to go down there and you're going to smash them. You're going to go down there, you're going to win. That's it. That's what winners, I always said, losers have all the excuses in the world. Winners go win. And we have been saying it, guys, this whole season. Teams that win go down and grab the teams at the bottom of the table and smash them. And then they tie maybe or win against the guys on top of the table. I've been saying this. This year, we did this to ourselves. Let's remind everybody, we did this to ourselves. DC United, Wooden Spoon winners. We gave them 6 points. Did it brought their season back up? No. We were winning a game in the 90th minute, and we allowed old man Wayne Rooney to come back and once again, paint our face like Bozo the Clown. FC Cincinnati is making playoffs simply because we gifted them 6 points. Atlanta United, their season was done. We could have finished them off in our house. What did we do? We gave them a goal. And we can talk for ages about the fact that Atlanta United has a stack, maybe 9 games where they have defeated us 1-0. 1-0. They have the reverse Papi special on us. Where we have a better roster and we could have defeated them, but we gave them 3 points. We let them believe that they were gonna make playoffs, and what happened? They lost. And they lost to a New England Revolution that was already eliminated. But they did not allow the Atlanta United to go and win in their house. Chicago Fire eliminated, and they went and did and defeated FC Cincinnati at home, something that Orlando did not do. I said it to all of you guys that follow me on social media that I feel that our third kit in 2023 should be a Santa Claus suit because we are so giving, always spreading cheer, or a paramedic uniform because teams that have no business in the playoffs, we just go and we just perform CPR and bring them back up to life. James O'Connor was asked once what he felt was the worst thing about Orlando City, and he said it's because we're a giving team. We are always giving out points to teams that don't deserve them. Our goals have to be world beaters, and we give out trash goals. And I believe that, friends. I believe that. Many times we just go out and, New York City, we could have defeated New York City. We could have stolen their home playoff game, but we gave it to them. We gave it to them. So right now, we find ourselves maybe contemplating that next Monday we'll be out of the playoffs, or at the very least we make seventh spot. We go get our teeth blown out by some team in the first round, and everybody's gonna be like, "Well, we won the Open Cup, yay!" Friends, let me ask you this: what's gonna happen when we're playing CCL and we start taking L's at the beginning of the season because we are playing in Nicaragua on Monday and we have the opener on Saturday afternoon? What's going to happen? Maybe CCL, maybe a curse that is going to sink us into a point where we may not make playoffs. That may happen. So there's your trophy. I hope you enjoyed it because listen, that happens. I'm gonna give you with this I finish. Sounders, who has made playoffs every single year they've been in the league, is probably not going to make playoffs this year. But why? Because they won CONCACAF. They won CONCACAF. They did what no other MLS team has done. And on top of that, they have won the Open Cup 3 times. And on top of that, they have won 2 MLS Cups, and they've been to 4 of them. What a resume. With that, I can't excuse that. But what have we done? Nothing. We missed playoffs 5 years in a row. Last 2018, 2019, I feel I should be given a refund from the club because paying for season tickets those 2 years was an assault to my finances. Assault to my finance. That was not a product that anybody should have been proud of. And last, yes, we made playoffs by the skin of our teeth last year. We made playoffs in a COVID season. Okay, we made the final on MLS is Back, which was a made-up tournament. Nobody even remembers who won that at this point. Sometimes people don't even remember it happened. And we won Open Cup. Okay, we won Open Cup. But at the cost of what? Not making playoffs? Listen, you got to remember that our haters will always minimize our accomplishments, maximize our failures. Everything that everybody's always going to say is you won the Open Cup because you cheated and you failed to make playoffs. Therefore, yeah, you're still a losing team. That's also that's going to happen. But you allow people to say that.
Well, that's
you will go and win.
well, that's what Orlando needs to definitely work on, right? I mean, we have the wallet. We have the wallet. If we would not have the wallet, it would be a little different. I mean, Orlando has the money to make a pretty good team down the road, especially in the upcoming seasons. It's just what kind of route are we going to go, right? In my opinion, I think if Pareja is still the coach, or if we move on to something else, them and front office need to go and travel together and get the players. Front office can just go and expect for this player to work in the MLS system. That's just my opinion. I think that's the way it should be. And moving forward, it will separate us from the rest. Before we go to Paola, I'm gonna read some comments. Denny Simmons says, "Smash and grab in Fort Lauderdale, Orlando 2-0. Thank you so much. Victor Sanchez, OCSC owners, they have money to bring young players. Facundo is one of those players. Facundo is playing very well. That's completely true. Joshua Tall, I agree, Daniel, and I like that. Daniel, we're going to win out. Red Bulls will lose, and we will host the home playoff game. All right. Well, that's the attitude. Christian Seidel, a home game is not an option anymore. That's what Christian Seidel says. I think it is an option. They just gotta. Well, it has to win, and just wait till the other teams lose. Cincinnati needs to lose. Marco Antonio, ese es Cartagena fracaso. Se lo digo desde que llegó. Este señor, mejor me callo, este señor, increíble este señor. Señor, báñese, báñese, use jabón, báñese, ¿ok? No ha visto a Cartagena, señor. Respete, respete. Un saludo a Marco Antonio. A ver, Christian Seidel, Regina Morter, they make us suffer every week. That is completely true. Victor Sanchez, I can't suffer anymore. Victor Sanchez, good evening, Purple family. There you go. Will a win and a draw help, or two wins to go to the playoffs? Win and a draw?
Yeah, I already said that a win and a draw is probably gonna force the two teams tying to make a decision based on the tiebreakers. For in MLS, first tiebreaker is wins, second tiebreaker is goal differential, third tiebreaker is goals for, then goals against, and last flip of the coin.
Now, let's talk about the analysis of the game. Paola, what were some of the here's the lineup for Orlando. What changes do you think we should make for Miami coming up? And what were your thoughts with the lineup? How the team played in the first and second half? What are your overall thoughts?
First half, they play phenomenally. Like they were smart. They were attacking. We were attacking. We had a couple of chances, but Johnson is there, so he has, I don't know, magnet in his gloves, and he stopped it. But it was a good half, like first half, because we were talking before the podcast. Like, New York is fast. We're not that fast. Unfortunately, we have our defense is not as fast as the attacking play that New York City does. So second half, great goal by Facu. Is his 12th goal, if I'm not mistaken, and assistance by Kara. But then the minute 66, the defender Callens was there to make a goal in front of Pedro Galese, that I know that with all his heart, it was like winning a championship, because they're Peruvians both, and I know that there's always a competition because I'm Puerto Rican, and if I'm playing against a Puerto Rican, I'm gonna be all cocky and everything. But it was a good, not a second half as good as the first one. Let's say, our defense was like all tired. They were sleepy. I don't know what's going on, and my fear of stopping for 2 weeks because of this international break did came through, unfortunately, because I was like, there's too many days in between. It's good, but it's bad. We had the curse yesterday. So, and it's because, I don't know, they were tired. So let's see what's gonna happen on my with Miami. I think this is not a wake up call, that I think we had a lot of wake up call this season. We need to see other movement in the roster.
Right. So Orlando came out with Pedro Galese right as a goalkeeper, a 4-2-3-1 with Ruan, Antonio Carlos, Rodrigo Schlegel, Joao Moutinho. The two in the middle were Cesar Araujo, Mauricio Pereira, and as a 10, it was Junior Urso, and then Ivan Angulo as your left wing, and Facundo Torres as your right wing, and right at top, Erjan Kara. Um, First and foremost, Facundo Torres is our best player. I mean, I think it's redundant what I just said, but he is our best player. He's our leading scorer. He's I mean, if he could be the captain, I mean, might as well just also be the captain at this point. I mean, he's you take Facundo Torres out of the equation, I don't know what's going to happen with Orlando. The whole the way the team plays will completely shift. I think what happened in this game was that Orlando is used to playing the same way, and you cannot play the same way against a team like NYCFC. It's just completely true. In the middle, they have players that are dynamic as the players in Orlando City. I'll say Maxi Morales has been a player that's been consistent in the MLS. Nicolas Acevedo has delivered, Gabriel Pereira also, and Santiago Rodriguez also played a great game. And they were going against Cesar Araujo, Mauricio Pereira, and Junior Urso. And that switch that we were talking about in the earlier episodes between Urso and Pereira, switching positions, they couldn't really get that going. And I think Urso, in my opinion, he lost the ball plenty of times. And then obviously New York will go into transition. Now, Orlando had a good first half. Orlando could have definitely capitalized on a lot of the set pieces. I was actually quite surprised that they were actually trying to take advantage of the set piece opportunities. I didn't see that before. Actually, Facundo Torres did mention that Josema is practicing with them elaborated plays um, of set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks. So you know you see them trying, but nothing was coming out of fruition. And I will say, there was a handball for Orlando, and I saw it. I thought it was a handball myself, and that was a frustrating part for Oscar. Right? Oscar said that it was frustrating that he didn't even go to VAR, and it's true, it didn't even go to VAR, but it was a handball in my opinion. It hit. I don't know if it was intentional or not intentional. I don't know why Pro didn't call it, but the game could have ended 2-2. The game could have ended in a tie, which would have benefited Orlando greatly, especially because we could have definitely gotten at least a point there. In my opinion, that was a handball. It was not called by the referee, but then that doesn't take the fact that Orlando played a horrible second half, especially defensively. I mean, Ruan and Joao Moutinho had a pretty bad game in the second half, and when you leave those spaces, they'll punish you, and that's what happened. Alexander Callens, it's used to play as a left back now, and he switches a lot of positions with Maxime Chanot, and the the duel here, the versus, it was between Taven Gray and Ivan Angulo. I think that was a great matchup. I like how Ivan, the whole first half, was really bothersome for Taven Gray, and then Taven Gray also was very good at containing him defensively, and it was good to see. Now, Joao Moutinho, great at going into the offensive mode, but in the second goal, and the 2-1, he didn't get back as fast as he could have, and that is what took for the Uruguayan Gabriel Pereira to go and essentially pass the ball to Thales Magno, which found essentially Callens on a scramble in the box for Orlando City. No one saw Callens come in, and then he scored. That's exactly what happened. So it all started with Moutinho and Antonio Carlos at that point. Um, you know, it's a mistake. Those need to be fixed, and they need to be fixed quick because Orlando plays against two finals that those mistakes cannot occur because it could cost us big time. It could cost us going to the playoffs. And that was my analysis for the game. Rodrigo, he had a tough game because Antonio wasn't himself. I'm just be completely bluntly honest. He wasn't himself, and unfortunately, you know, Orlando took the L, and the fans, when Orlando scored the first goal, they were stunned, they were quiet, they were chanting "F you Orlando" really loud. You could hear it in my TV. But we cannot make those mistakes. These next two games are so important, so important. And if these players want to definitely leave a mark into this club, they need to make sure that they attain and go to playoffs. With Orlando City, and those mistakes cannot occur. Kyle Smith came in; he was good, but it was just too late, in my opinion, at that point. Uh, Too late, and we'll see what happens. Right? I was surprised that I didn't see Cartagena come in. I would have loved to see him partner with Cesar Araujo right up there, and maybe have Mauricio Pereira be your number 10 instead of Urso. There's going to be games for Urso, and there's going to be games for Cartagena. And I think this game against NYCFC, it was a game for Cartagena, in my opinion. I don't know. What are your thoughts there, Dave?
Well, my thoughts, our friend Jim D, I guess, read my mind because his comment is exactly what I was about to comment because my notifications here are going buck wild about how Miami's gonna win this, how they're gonna make playoffs, how Higuain is gonna go out in a flame of glory, in a fire chariot. Listen, I'm so sick and tired of this farmer league that we found ourselves in. Always trying to create a narrative that is non-existent. Wayne Rooney, it's an average manager at best, but he played Orlando, and all of a sudden he's the greatest player that ever lived. And this thing with Miami, listen, let's be honest with ourselves. The league wanted a team in Miami no matter what. And they push and they push and they push and they push and they push. Nobody cares about that team in Miami. The first time they filled their stadium was on a friendly against Barcelona. Don't forget that fact. Okay? We have filled our stadium to go see our team. They can't even do that. We just gotta win. We just gotta go win. I feel so powerless at times because as a fan, you're not obviously running on the pitch and winning and playing the games and stuff. You just buy your ticket and pray for the best. Orlando City has to win. It has to come from the players. They have to go out there and search inside of them and find the winning spirit. You want to make playoffs because, again, my friends, it doesn't matter what happens in the league. You go to playoffs, and it's a brand new season. It's a knockout tournament. It's just like what we did with Open Cup. Anybody can win it. So, with that said, I just the league is gonna write whatever they want. Listen, the league cares about what sells jerseys, what makes them relevant, and they not necessarily care about markets like ours. And in all
Well,
honesty, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to add a good strategy for that. You have players in other countries, and we are not exploiting what Orlando could be in other countries, like Facundo Torres, for example, and Cesar and Mauricio Pereira. The people they move in Uruguay. We're not talking about peas and carrots here. We're talking about the two biggest clubs in Uruguay, and probably in South America too, Peñarol and Nacional. Come on, dude. You know, then you have Pedro Galese, Alianza Lima, biggest club in Peru, the most popular one. They sell out every freaking game in Peru. Even if it's the women's, they sell out the women's. 25,000 every game. 25,000. They're the richest club in Peru right now. Why isn't Orlando reaching across the aisle and trying to unite the fan bases? It happens in soccer all the time. Be different. Be different. Reach out. Reach
Yeah,
out to Jensen's old club, Ike. Play a friendly against
I okay.
them.
Yeah.
You know, like those are little things. Miami, why does Miami sell? The reason why Miami sells is because it's Miami, dude. It's the Will Smith song. It's
Hmm. The shows, the
the
movies.
shows, the Jennifer Lopez, and Taco Taco Burrito, and it's true. So
Yeah.
that's what it sells. It sells that. The Miami Fusion. They used to sell because of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Back in the MLS days, it is
Yeah,
a
we're just
market that is
Disney,
big.
according to some people.
Yeah. So we need to set apart from them and apply a different marketing strategy, something that is going to actually make a difference. There are OC fans in the UK right now. Rich culture, blah, blah,
Hmm.
Premier League, Championship, League One, all that stuff. There's OC fans in France, for example. I see a Twitter
Yeah, yeah.
Orlando City
And
friends.
in
So
Brazil,
let's just go there. Let's play there.
there's no friendlies there. I have said this all the
Let's
time.
just go. I mean,
Luis, we had in Puerto Rico people coming together at bars to watch Orlando City. I said this in the last show. A Dominican family from the Dominican Republic flew to watch the boys at home. We're neglecting Latin America. We're neglecting everything. Now, one of the things I actually spoke with somebody at the club. The main issue with MLS being shown in Latin America is primarily because the only service that has the MLS rights is ESPN Latino America, and they show one game a week, and it's pretty much random teams. Right now, there's a hunger from Uruguay to watch Facundo Torres.
exactly.
Next year with Apple Plus, and we'll talk about this later on the show. With Apple Plus, those things may change because now basically anybody with a phone, anybody with a tablet, anybody with a computer or smart TV can access Apple Plus and is going to be able to watch these games. So things will change. I don't know how they're going to price it for folks outside of the country, but the fact is that listen, our club has an international fan base. For Open Cup, we had 5 people fly from the UK to watch this game. 5 people with their families, and these are people that had to stay up until ungodly hours of the night to watch this team lose for the most part, and they're passionate about it. I just don't see how our club is embracing that. Certainly cannot embrace it when the security at the stadium is so overzealous with the fans, especially the season ticket holders. Our friend Cleon on the last episode of Orlando Lions Den podcast talked about how security manhandled him, trying to kick him out of the section where he had tickets for. Outrageous. I know they listen to us at the club. Listen, that's one of the things, and I'm sorry I'm going on a tangent, but if I don't say this, I will forget it because I was victim of this the last game as well. The fact is, fans are there to have a good time, and I just don't understand why security has to treat sections as if they were Fort Knox. But that's besides the point. We're heading away. My friends are listening to my voice. We just gotta win this game. Wednesday to me, it's the world. We lose that game. You gotta remember. First of all, it's the last game that Miguel and Evan are gonna and Gabby are gonna be part of. We don't know what Apple Plus is gonna do in the future. Next year, there's
Luis
talks
Carlos
that they can.
Pineda.
Yeah, there you go. Luis is throwing his hat in the ring. We don't know if they're gonna be bringing this cruise back, and each team's hometown crews have been saying goodbye. And for some people, we are relatively new in the league, but for some people, some of these crews have been around for 2 decades, and for them to go away for a lot of people is incredibly sentimental. And I have to say that, to me, I want to say goodbye to the boys, especially to a legendary man like Miguel Gallardo, with a win, because you know what, if we win Wednesday, we shut down all these fake
Right.
crap from the league, and people that don't care about this sport in this country or this league or these teams, that all of a sudden are out there. See, I blocked Lalas and 12 men because they bring nothing to my life.
But
But I guarantee you that right now they are going crazy about how this is the most important game and how Miami is going to capitalize because Orlando City. Come on, Orlando City is the United States champion. They still can't bring themselves to say it.
but
But
but also, and then I'm gonna give the mic to Paula. I'm gonna say this: we are in diapers on soccer culture. I mean, and again, this is one of the reasons why you know they don't respect us is because we don't deliver in the stands. There's not a lot of seats filled up. And then you may say, no, but I want to watch dynamic soccer. I want to watch, this. No, it's more than that. It's about the city, the club you represent. It's about it's more than that. You think people go to watch Crystal Palace because they're gonna expect a win? They go to see Crystal Palace because they want to see Crystal Palace. They want to see Southampton. They want to see Brighton Hove Albion. Because that's their club that they grew up loving, right? It's the culture, right? So that's one of the things that unfortunately some teams like Portland, Seattle, New York, Miami sometimes, they can deliver that. And Orlando needs to step up. I mean, in my opinion, we're United States champs. We need to show that for the women, for OCB, for Orlando City. We need to definitely do it. I mean, right now, Orlando fans, the wall should have been buying tickets on Wednesday to go to DPRK, to whatever DRK, whatever their stadium is called. But I'm sure that there won't be a lot of fans there. I'm thinking because it's a Wednesday, right? So that's the league, yeah, for setting up some on a Wednesday. But still, show up. More action. Less talk, and let's show up. And now 2023. What is Orlando Explorer is gonna? You're proving people right when Messi shows up at Exploria to play the Derby, and it's gonna sell out. You're proving the model of Inter Miami right when the people only show up to see Lionel Messi on a pink jersey. We should fill up Exploria with Tesho, with Grinny. We need to fill it up, and that's one of the reasons why Orlando's still a small market, and they think it's not marketable. It's because of the people, unfortunately. It's sad, but it is completely true. We need to change ourselves, and that's just my opinion. I don't know. What are your thoughts there, Paula?
No, I agree. I agree. I think Orlando City needs to change the way, and I agree with you, Luis. Like our culture is in diapers. I come from a a Puerto Rico, like we watch basketball. That's our soccer over there. For an example, and I'm from the south, and David is from the north. And if my hometown played against David hometown, they will like pay buses for people on the south to go to the north and support the team away. I would like to see Orlando City have buses from Orlando City Stadium to Inter Miami. And if we already packed the house in a Wednesday night, there's no excuses to go
Yeah,
to Miami, right? If Orlando provides that idea, that's just an idea.
right. But it has happened too that Orlando can fill it up on a Saturday. It has
Exactly. And
happened.
that's true. It's
And
true. Hmm.
and against a team, like you should pack a game against I don't know, DC United. Like you should pack it. Orlando has everything to win against those teams. Now I'm gonna give you an example. Like in Peru. Alianza Lima, the worst record internationally for any club in Copa Libertadores. L after L after L, a disgrace internationally for Peru. But what? They're the most popular team in Peru. People hate them, but they're the ones who every game, it doesn't matter if it's a Wednesday, it's a Tuesday, if it's a Sunday, if it's a Saturday, 26,000 people on the stands. Every game sells out. They're about to play the final, the women's championship, Alianza Lima, against another team from Trujillo, from Peru, and they're gonna pack it. They have only 4,000 tickets left. 4,000 tickets left for women's soccer. Is the second year in the second year as a team. Imagine that. So if that happened in Peru, which is an economy that is obviously peas and potatoes compared to the United States, and clearly they didn't go to the World Cup. The U.S. was going to go to the World Cup. Why can they do it and Orlando can't? Because people there go because they truly love their city, their district, their team. They feel it. They tattoo the crest in their arm. They're there. It doesn't matter. They're crazy. They go. And we don't have that here. And other markets, they do. Columbus, Red Bulls, Seattle, Portland, LAFC now. LAFC, what I found out also by traveling to Pasadena, I found out that the front office plays games against the fans, soccer games. Front office versus the supporter groups. You don't see that in Orlando, for example. And that is engaging with your fan base. We need to see that a little more, in my opinion. I don't know.
Luis, we won a championship, and when has the club allowed the fans to take pictures with our trophy? That's that. Let's start with that. We are not allowing the fans to take pictures with our trophy. This should have been already on. Listen, just go to Main Street over there, the tailgating section. Put the trophy there with some security and allow the fans to get in line and take pictures with the trophy. Nothing. The other thing is fans can't even get the attention of the players to sign any memorabilia because security has to pretend that a fat middle-aged man like myself is a threat. That's ridiculous. And then when the players leave the stadium, well, they do it behind a fence. So I can't talk to them like they used to. They used to come out into the street. I don't know if you guys remember, and they used to sign autographs. None of that is available. One of the things that we always said that we hated, and this is an article that our good friend David wrote last year, or the beginning of the season, that propelled the whole interactions with Jared Dillon and all that, is that we can't allow the club to build up a wall, a pay wall, between the fans and the players, because that's not how our club was built. I told Jared personally, and I don't want to say to his face because that sounds, disrespectful and threatening, but I told him, I said, if you want to lose this team and you want to have this stadium empty, create division between the fans and the club. We were built on a culture where the players were accessible, where people felt they were part of a little tribe, they were part of something. They were basically, we were the Cheers bar of sports. Everybody knew your name. You're welcome. Come as you are. Nobody's gonna judge you. And unfortunately, we're allowing that to happen from the fact that our supporter groups are fracturing into new supporter groups or whatnot. I mean, we have the power as a fan base to have control of our club and for our club to be something that we can all be proud of, that represents our city. That's what Luis is talking about, the culture, right? The club. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you guys follow me on social media, you know I've been partaking on Twitter Spaces for my club Stevenage in England, and I feel more identified with a team that is 4,000 miles away. Right now, where I'm sitting, I am 4,000 miles away from Center Circle at the Lamex Stadium in Stevenage, and I feel more connected to those guys. Why? Because those guys breathe the sport. And again, it's a club that was founded in 1976, so fairly new for European standards. And here we don't see that because everything has to be, you have to pay for everything. Why is it? And I'm talking to the club. Why is it that the trophy hasn't been presented to the fans? Why is it that that night when the fans stayed behind, hoping that you were gonna parade the trophy on the sidelines, you did not? You sure as heck, to keep it PG. You took it to the wall. You didn't take it to suckers like me that stay there, suckers that have paid to watch this team lose for years and years and years. Listen, the fact of the matter is that we have said it in this podcast because we are not going to do the dirty laundry for the club. We have said that, and if that doesn't sit well with some people, well, tough cookies, go pound sand. The fact is that this club, this ownership, has to allow this fan base to fall in love with the club again. We did it. We filled Exploria Stadium on a Wednesday night. On a Wednesday night, my friends. And and I'll finish with this. I would have loved to go down to Miami. Let me remind everybody, the game originally was supposed to be a Sunday game. It was moved to accommodate our Open Cup run. It's on a Wednesday. For those that know me, I'm a practicing Jew. Yom Kippur falls on Tuesday to Wednesday night. I can't go. And aside from that, there's work and there's other things. So it prevents me from going down there. I would love to see the boys. Whoever can make the trip down there, great. Starting next year, there's going to be a speed train from Orlando International Airport to Miami International. So, you can just pay, jump on the train, go down there. Looking forward to away days in Miami or Fort Lauderdale, that's for sure. But the fact of the matter is, friends, is that if you can go support the boys, please do so this Wednesday. If not, go watch on TV, of course. And then this Sunday, regardless of what happens, in Miami, it's another derby. It's another derby because Columbus is a team that you guys don't remember, but I do. It's a team that took us out of playoff contention in 2016. Our best chance to make playoffs ever. We missed it by a point. Finished ninth, seventh, and eighth. We finished eighth. 6 and 7 were tied, and it was decided on goal differential. We could have gone. But it's other things happened that year. Columbus, and you know what? I remember. I remember the Columbus players waving us goodbye as I was throwing them flowers at the Citrus Bowl. So, and we secured our first playoff spot, defeating them with 10 men when Benji Michel, the pride of Apopka, Florida, scored with 2 players on him and the goalkeeper, and we secured our spot to host a playoff game. So, friends, it's possible. We just gotta believe. I don't know what you need from me, but you cannot let. And I finish with this. You cannot let people that go around dressed in pink people, go around and tell you they're the best team in Florida, because it's not. It's not true. They're an embarrassment. They were caught cheating. They were fined for 3 years. They're a disaster. And if you're gonna allow a man like Gonzalo Higuain to ride into the sunset, knowing fairly well that he took the best out of us when we needed it the most, then I don't know. Then I don't know what to tell these players to win, because I have said it before. The players have to understand they have to win the games that matter the most to the fans.
All right, let's read some comments here. Joshua Tall, Araujo can get a yellow card. If he does, he'll be suspended for the next game. That's completely true. we still need him against Miami, and I think he should be the first sub. In my opinion, it should be Cartagena, Araujo, and then Urso coming for Araujo, and then it'll be Cartagena, Urso. That's just my opinion. I think Cartagena is coming hot from the national team. I think we should take advantage of that a little better. I think we saw Urso not not my opinion, he wasn't playing very well in last game. But again, he's definitely scored in definitely surprising fashion before. So let's see. Jim D MLS, it's already writing articles how great Miami is. Pathetic. OC needs to win versus Miami, where it's a huge black eye on our club. MLS wants a Miami Cinderella story. That's true. Again, that's also not only
They
the
did the
front
same with
office.
Sacramento.
Yeah, that's also in my opinion not just the front office and or the players. It's also the fans. We need to show that these guys are amateurs. The wall it's been in place since pretty much the supporter group since 2010. So we need to definitely prove that we are the better team in Florida. Victor Rivera, the only flame Higuain is going to have in his lighter for his cigarettes. Yeah, that's a good one. It says the stadium is in Fort Lauderdale. Victor Sanchez, that's right. Nijay Thompson, come on, you Lions. Manchester City, give me a derby win. Time for Orlando to do the same. There you go. Yeah, that was a good derby win, I'm going to have to say. Joshua Toll, Orlando City better win their last two games and hopefully Red Bulls lose their last game. Hopefully. Oscar Andres Perucho, he says Antonio Carlos has been playing like that since he came back from injury. He's been hurting the team big time. If it wouldn't be for Galese, all teams will be scoring on us. He should be wearing the captain's armband. Let's hope he gets signed the next season. Let's think we have Facundo on the field. Pareja doesn't change his system at all. They could read the play. Look at what happened when we play against Philly, DC, and Cincinnati. He has no plan B. I think he can make an assessment for that for sure. I agree somewhat on that. I think Oscar needs to. There's gonna be times for certain players to be on the pitch as starters. You can expect to play the same way. I think I agree on that. Victor Sanchez, what about the OCSC player that's still recovering and haven't played yet with OCSC? He will play next year, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play. Gaston Gonzalez, right? He's not gonna
He's
Yeah,
not
play.
gonna
Gaston.
play.
Yeah, he's not gonna play. He's not ready. I mean, he has, in my opinion, his youth and his the fire in him. He's practicing with the boys and everything. Personally, he has already been placed on the season ending injury list, which opened a spot for somebody to be there. So he's not gonna play. The other one that I've seen on the comments is with Robin Jansen. Robin Jansen had a broken bone on his foot, and those tend to take a long time to heal because obviously you put all your weight on your foot. um, I know some people were sort of like downplaying the fact that he still had the boot when they had the recent event with the season ticket holders. Um, and there's always cautionary, but in reality, it's not. Our friend Mike Gramajo talked about this and he investigated as a fantastic journalist that he is. And the fact is that the injury that Robin Jansen incurred was really bad. I don't think we'll see Robin in 2022, if I'm very honest with you guys. So, at this point, the tandem is Antonio Carlos and Rodrigo Schlegel.
Rodrigo
And I feel
Schlegel.
that those guys have to have the games of their careers this week.
Yeah, for sure. Oscar Andres Perucho, Carlos, I agree 100% with you. We're still in diapers. Yeah, that's right. And fans. I feel sometimes fans are more concerned of the hee hee hee, ha ha ha. With the with the Nah, drink a lot of beer. You know what I mean? More than going and freaking making a good chant, freaking, going and supporting. Taking your shirt off and smelling like beer doesn't make a support, in my opinion. I'm just gonna say this right now. We need to change that attitude. Um, DJ Thompson, respect Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Brighton. To be fair, no, I'm just saying because they're not they're not the big kahunas of the Premier League, and people still support because they love those teams. He says, I'll be there cheering for my Lions. Oscar Andres Perucho. Yeah, we'll be there also on Saturday. We'll look forward to definitely be there for the Columbus game. And also Inter Miami, we're going to definitely be supporting from abroad. Victor Sanchez, this is a work day. Colin Garby says, we need exposure to make soccer more popular across the U.S. I'm hoping the Apple deal will help. Locally, we just need to win more at home. In the season, we won a trophy. We had a bad home record. No, that's accurate. That's accurate. Yeah, that's accurate. Nijay Thompson. Problem is football is stereotyped by a lot of Yanks. People think it's just finding injury and 0-0 games every game. Yeah, that's true. Victor Rivera, the players used to make appearances at random places to sign autographs, and that stopped. Um, it says here the one-on-one interactions are important, but they do not scale. We have to continue to evolve the marketing. That's true. DJ Thompson, and of those that don't, supporting local isn't a popular concept. Met Selim, I want to say hello to him. Honestly, David, you're 100% right about the accessibility of the players. That is one thing that I loved about the indoor game. Total opposite. Nijay Thompson, how many people we have seen in at MLS matches wearing European kits? Plenty. I think many. And you see it when people went to see Arsenal Chelsea, dude. I
Yeah,
mean, that
people that
was
live in Orlando and people that listen, the super fan for Arsenal that sat next to the owners and everything. He lives in Orlando. Net
that's
has never been to an Orlando City game. I
that's
invited him.
I mean that tells you that that's the reason why for the league we're not marketable. That's
The,
exactly why. That's
listen,
exactly why.
Luis, I tweeted the guy. I said, "My friend, I have a ticket for you to watch the next game with me." Zero answers. Crickets. Crickets. So
And then Victor
it is.
Sanchez, dale mi amor, vamos por favor de corazón, dale mi amor, no quiero por favor, mi corazón. Sorry, I had to do it. Jim D.
Yeah, you
Um,
forgot it.
uh,
We just do the synchronized clap in there, Paola.
oh, la, 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 da, 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 da. Me copio la letra de Argentina.
And for those that are listening to us on audio, Paola and I did the clapping when it was supposed to happen.
We
So
yeah, we were clapping and everything. So we were the band. We were the drums. We were the drum line.
Jim D. Unless Angulo is injured or completely gassed, he needs to play full 90. Subbing him out has been a terrible move, in my opinion. I that, I agree in a
what
way,
a pleasant surprise, this guy.
and not only that, he was winning the one-on-one against Taven Gray against NYCFC, and he could have definitely finished him off if he would have not been subbed out. I think that's a good analysis there for Jim D. Oscar Andres Perucho, any update on Galese's signing for another season?
Yeah, real quick, Liz. The club has already said, not publicly, but to people that you may know, my friends, that ask the right questions, that they are not gonna make any public statements on signings until the season's over. Okay. Now, the players that are not gonna be coming back next year already know. The club gave them the courtesy in the summer to let them know you're not coming back next year. So those guys can obviously find a team for next year. There's gonna be a lot of turnover. I can tell you that right now. A lot of friendly, happy, familiar faces are not gonna be here, but that's part of the game. Players come and go. The supporter remains. We always say that in this podcast. The situation with Pedro Galese only Three people know what's going on right now: the club, his agent, and the player.
No, that is true. All I'm gonna say is this: Pedro Galeste has not he has no offers. He has no offers from leagues that matter. And when I say leagues that matter is Spain, Premier League, Bundesliga. No, if he has offers for the reality of the situation, this is not knocking down the player. It will be Saudi Arabia. They already offer something, but they're not gonna sign him right now. I mean, I think he's gonna just let his contract be due, and then I'm sure the team already. I'm assuming, and I want to assume correctly, they're gonna resign him. I mean, they have to. I mean, he's the best player in the team. You cannot let Pedro go like that. He's part of the history of this club, and after seeing, and this is again with no intention of being a dick in any way. Um, he has no replacement right now. He has no suitable replacement. I think the only one that maybe, I mean, Javier Otero, for what I've seen is OCB, and who you're gonna get. I mean, the only closest keeper I'll say, and I'm gonna throw it at to Orlando City, that I see the closest, not the Alibaba version of Pedro Galese, all right, the Alibaba version, the wish version of Pedro Galese, that could become like Pedro. I'm gonna say right now, Carlos Cáceda. Carlos Cáceda from Peru. He right now plays in Melgar de Arequipa. Carlos Cáceda. Write it down. Carlos Cáceda. Carlos Cáceda is the only player that can maybe, if Pedro decides, hey, I want to go to Southampton, or I want to go to Middlesbrough, or I want to go to Blackpool, or I don't know, then Carlos Cáceres. I mean, if people are already used to Pedro and those saves, this guy has been doing those saves in Peru right now in Copa
And
Sudamericana.
Luis, let's not forget what we've been telling the fans. When it happens, then you can be like, the guys from Loud and Proud Orlando been saying it for months. Trust me, I'm waiting for that. I told you so. The fact is we already know, and this is not Orlando City. This is the league. We are going to go down to Argentina, Uruguay, Peru, South America as a whole, but primarily Argentina and Uruguay in Peru with boatloads of cash,
Yeah.
because those countries are going, and again, not a knockdown. I'm Hispanic. I love my people, but unfortunately, we cannot ignore the geopolitical, historical facts of our countries. They're going through a bad situation, especially Argentina, who right now they're even talking about dumping the Argentinian peso and just getting dollars, just like Ecuador and
Yeah.
El Salvador has done.
Yeah.
And the fact is that we're gonna go there and raid those leagues, and those clubs are gonna be perfectly okay selling their talent, because Europe is not gonna come and pay those prices. I can tell you that right now. And MLS is just thirsty for fast attacking football. Americans love fast attacking football. That I don't know. Somebody was commenting on the nil results, right? Because
Right.
that's so stereotypical from when I talk to people that have never gone into football, have never watched a game. They're like, oh, well, those games are boring. There's low scoring. They're always end up 0-0, 0-0. And in my friends, how do you counter attack that mentality? You bring guys that score tons of goals. So that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see our club. That's why for the friends that want to sign a has been like Joseph Martinez. Listen, Joseph Martinez is done. The guy is not what he used to be. Too many injuries. He's lucky. He'll be lucky if he can find a bench warmer spot somewhere out in a Western team.
I'll take him in
Or
Orlando, to be honest with you.
listen, I'm telling you right now, if Orlando signs
Mándame,
Joseph
por
Martinez,
favor.
it will be a tragedy because we need to move away from those type of signings. But I'm telling you right now, we're gonna go to South America. We're gonna raid the coffers, and we're gonna bring a lot of talent because that's what the guys. That's what you guys want. You want to fill the stadium. Bring attacking football. Bring attacking football, and people will
Ah,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah.
The reason why we filled the stadium in the USL was because we had fast attacking football. Kevin Molino, Dennis Chin, who has been in this podcast,
Yeah, Dennis Chin.
Luke Bolden. I mean,
I believe,
Don Dwyer.
I
You know,
believe that.
yeah,
I
I
believe
believe all
that.
that. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust
That
me, my
that used to
friend.
be that used to be a chant. What happened to I believe? What happened to the exploited?
Oh, because it's not
Because I
cool
think
anymore. It's not cool anymore.
what happened to
There was
I believe
there
that
was a lot of cool chants, man.
I believe
Listen, you don't want to
that
start me
I
with the
believe
chants. You don't want to
that.
start me with the chants because I have bad singing voice. And for those that follow me on social media, I had the audacity of sharing a video of me chanting out of the Torah in the synagogue, and I was embarrassed because I have a horrible, bad singing voice. Imagine me chewing on Hebrew.
Yeah.
So anyhow, the fact is listen. I'm gonna tell you guys what the supporter groups tell us all the time. If you want to comment on chants and you want to work on chants, join them. The problem is that right now we don't know how many supporter groups we're gonna end up with in 2023 because everybody's abandoning ship. But yeah, back in the
We'll
old
start
days
a
when we used, what,
we'll start
you
a
don't know?
supporter. I'll start a support with the Purple Locos. The Purple
Is the
Locos.
loud and proud.
Purple
There you go.
Yeah,
purple apes or something like that.
the Purple Apes.
Well, see, this is the thing. If I start a supporter group, my supporter group, it has to be for people that want to sit down, that want to drink sensible non-alcoholic
Que
drinks,
escriben
want to be in the
Skyfa.
shade, want to be in the shade, and they just want to they want to wear comfortable shoes. Listen, nobody needs to see me without a shirt. Let's
Chancletas?
start
I'm
with
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
that. Listen, you see me. I wear my flip flops. I have no shame. I wear my listen. If you see me at the stadium, you're gonna see me wearing Adidas, or you're gonna see me wearing my flip flops. That one day are gonna betray me. I'm gonna break, and then I'm gonna be walking around barefoot like an animal at the Explorium. Uh, One of my combination capoeira T-shirts that I wear proudly. This is not a paid announcement, but my boys at capoeira, they always keep me looking cool. And either my bucket hat or my Orlando City Bowl cap. That's it. Oh, and cargo shorts. Because if you are in your 40s, you have teenage children, and you think you're cool, but in reality, you're as cool as a rusty knife in a drawer, then you wear cargo pants with a big gut like me. So that's it. See, that's it. Listen, Paula. This is where Alec is gonna be in 10 years. So you gotta start getting ready. You need to start getting ready. In 10 years, he's gonna turn into somebody like me.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're gonna have two teenage kids that are gonna think that you are the uncoolest thing in the world.
Uncoolest.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, Mike. One of the things that I don't even know. One of the things that my kids hate is at the stadium when people come and enthusiastically shake my hand and thank me for the podcast and all that. And my kids are like that. Why do I want to talk to you? You're not cool. You're not cool. I try to get my kids excited about my content or everything that I do. They don't care. They think I'm not cool and I dress horribly. So there you go. I have let you into my inner demons.
I'm gonna. So we're gonna read some comments and then we'll go. I guess I don't know if you want to talk about Columbus or you want to wait till.
Yeah, let's talk about Columbus. Sure.
I guess is a Victor Sanchez. Atlanta signed Dom Dwyer, Oscar Andres Perucho. We need a player like Martinez. He fits on Pareja's system. I think Victor Sanchez. I can help you with the chance. The Purple Locos. Victor Sanchez. I'm part of the Ruckus since 2011. This is my last year with the Ruckus. Please don't ask me why. Hopefully, it's not like it's not because
No, 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 no.
hopefully it's not that
Listen, when you are
because
in
I
an
know.
organization, my friend, when you're in an organization and they have no aim, no north, no reason to be, and they betray the core values that they were founded on, this is what happens. You become obsolete and a relic of the past. You heard it from me. Listen, if I had the time, if I wasn't too involved in my local congregation, in my job, and with my family, maybe I could join the Rockets and elevate the Rockets to what they could be. But
With new
unfortunately, I
chance.
don't have time because I don't do charity. My time
I
is
remember
275 an hour if you're interested, because that's what
I
I
remember
charge in my job.
I remember like when like so I used to well I used to go to concerts a lot back in the day, and St. Cloud used to be it was one of the places that it really struck me going to concerts there, punk rock concerts, and because you don't expect like St. Cloud, it's like come on dude, right? And you see them like with the boots, like the Doc Martens, like 14 eye boots, like laced up, like 12 eye boots, like these are $200 per shoes, right? And me, I'm there with my with my shorts and my little Adidas shoes, and my cutoff shirt, much younger, much younger version of me. And why you wearing that, man? That's not punk, man. That's not punk rock, bro. It's like St. Cloud. Now, I found out 2 years later, after our last show in St. Cloud, the people, those posers that were like that to people that were actually playing and doing tours and traveling, those guys, some of them founded some of the supporting groups for Orlando City. And now I'm a journalist, and they probably don't even realize who the hell I am. But it happens. It's just funny, and it's just hilarious. I mean, I still listen to the music, but I'm not like hardcore. Like I can listen to some to Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? Some effecto, right? But but then maybe I want to listen to the Oppressed one day, or maybe I want to listen to Agnostic Front, or maybe to Circle Jerks. You know, it just depends
Yeah,
on my
next
mood.
week we can talk about all these topics for
It's
sure.
funny.
But the time's running out, my friends, and I
You
want to
wanna
say, go ahead, Luis. Go ahead.
you wanna talk about Columbus real quick?
Yeah, yeah. Real quick to wrap it up. These people have places to be, and I don't want to keep them hostage with my nerd dad stories. Listen, Sunday, regardless of what happens Wednesday. Obviously, I'm praying for a win. Again, if we win, we are going to Sunday decision day with the attitude of winning that game. If we lose, it may be for nothing, unfortunately. If we tie it, in the words of our friend Evan Weston, it's gonna be total chaos. Total chaos. This Wednesday, Columbus is playing against Charlotte, a team that still has some dog in the fight. That same night we're playing Miami. So at the end of the day, three other teams are tied at 45 points. One of those teams, or quite possibly two of them, may walk away empty-handed. Like I said, Columbus to me is a derby. We have played them in Open Cup. We have played them in the season. We always had a good matchup with them. I feel that their 2020 championship should have been ours, but we crapped the bed with New England and New York. So at the end of the day, this game maybe it. Last year, unfortunately, the decision day was away. This year, it isn't. Miami's going to be playing Montreal. Montreal, I don't know what version of Montreal they're going to see. Perhaps Montreal, we want to rest their players and just give the points away. That could be a possibility. Who knows? Or perhaps they might smash these guys. So at the end of the day, my friends, like we have said today, be there. Let's support the boys. Let's celebrate our club, our 2022 season, and there's not much to be said
Yeah.
other than for Orlando City, they have to win these games. That's it.
It's a must win. I'll be quick so we can give the mic to Paola. Obviously, this is the lineup that started against the Red Bulls. The final score was 2-1 victory of Columbus. The changes that you're going to see against Orlando is probably going to be the same back line. You're going to see Darlington Nagby and Arthur right here. And then right instead of Aiden Morris, you're going to see Lucas Celarayan. Uh, Lucas Celarayan will be there. Eric Hurtado will still be right up top. And then instead of Kevin Molino, you're going to see, to me, a player that's playing in a higher level, Derek Etienne. Derek Etienne. He's going to be playing there. He scored actually both goals of that game. He's there, Ivan Angulo, right? So um, we gotta. They have two dynamic players in attack, Celarayan and Kevin, and this kid Etienne. He's very good, and Darlington Nagby, he's really good when it comes to set pieces. So they have a pretty good squad, man. It's no joke. So it is vital for our backline to be on point. Our our backs, left back and right back, be on point as well, because Etienne is super fast. He has a really good crossing prowess, and he's great in the 1v1. He's great in the 1v1 situations. When it comes to Celarayan, everybody knows the type of player he is. He's a beast. When it comes to set pieces, when it comes to shots from distance, he can punish you if he sees you, that you're about to fall. So I think it's an attainable game. Hopefully everybody supports, and I wish nothing but the best to Orlando. I think Orlando has a good chance to get 6 points. I'm hopeful. That's why the name of the show today is called Hope, because that's the last thing that we could be. That's the last thing we need to be losing. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. So, um, Paola, what are your thoughts coming up with Columbus?
Well, I'm gonna quote one of my favorite series, and if you have not watched this series, go ahead and watch it. And this is not a paid ad, okay? Ted Lasso, believe. Go watch Ted Lasso, and then you're gonna put in a comment next week. Yeah, Paula, you were right. Um, it's a must-win game. Let's be honest. We already said it in the beginning of this show. Is two finals in the upcoming week. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be there because I'm gonna be in my honeymoon. I'm getting married this Friday, but
Oh,
I'm gonna be with my phone. I'm gonna be with my phone. Look, I have a soccer ball here and everything in my phone to see the Orlando City game on Sunday. I gave my tickets to one of my peers, to my one of my coworkers. He's from Ohio, and I told him specifically, and he never been to an Orlando City game. And I told him, I'm gonna give two
wow.
tickets to you to a very important game, and you cannot put a yellow and black shirt. You need to put a purple shirt. That was my disclosure. He's like, okay, I'm on it. But, you know, sometimes the culture begins with us. So I just gave the two tickets. He's going with his son and my company too. My company's giving away tickets on Sunday, and I was like, really? When I'm not going to this game, you guys are going, but it's a must-win game for sure. I'm gonna be paying attention. I know that we have the team. We have the team to beat Miami, to beat Columbus. So soccer gods, I'm gonna put the little candle for you. It's our time. It's our chance to make this two 6 points ahead of us.
Definitely. I want to go ahead and thank everyone that's been live. If you're listening, thank you so much for your support as well. We're loud and proud Orlando. We have our poll. It's going to be placed on Spotify as well. Make sure you answer that. Subscribe to our channel. We are available on Twitter as Loud and Proud Orlando. Subscribe, click on notification bell for all notifications. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as Loud and Proud Orlando, as well as we're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are at around 466 subs. Let's get to 470. Help us out, spread the word. Thank you so much for your support. And you guys, vamos Orlando. Hopefully, we get 6 points.
Vamos,
Orlando.
Orlando.
Vamos,
Six
Orlando.
points. Let's go.
6 points.